Boom 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 dum boom 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 So, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Criminal Minds Season 15, Episode 8. And, I love this episode so much. I really do. It's our last traditional episode that we have. Um, it, it's sad. I it's so hard. You know how like in the beginning of these videos I put like a quote, and it's so hard like to find a quote to put in, um like even like today, like, which is by the time we were watching this yesterday. um I I was making, like, I was putting the finishing touches on the video, and I couldn't find a quote, without crying, because it was just hard. It's I think it's finally becoming a reality that it's no longer going to be on air, and that's something that I'm not okay with at all. But you know, um, I'm gonna find a way to cope with it. So for this episode, let me explain some things. I'm gonna kind of do like a basic rundown of what the episode entailed. So let's start out with the fact that this episode felt very unique. And you know how, like, at the beginning of the episodes, they had like a cast member read the quote at the beginning. Well, we had the unsub actually reading a quote this time. Actually, two unsubs reading the quotes. Um, and then we also had narration from one of our unsubs, which is the main unsub of this episode. Um, and we have so yeah, so that was very interesting, and I like that unique approach. Like, it's always cool to see that even though the show is ending, it still has a few tricks up its sleeve. And so, like, and I heard that viewership has been up a lot recently, so that's really good. I'm glad that this is going to be one of the more watchable seasons, and obviously, like, it's been a roller coaster. There's been episodes that I didn't like this season, and there's also been episodes that I did like. I'll explain that in another video. But nonetheless, I digress. This was a really great episode, as far as being unique. Now we have the 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 plot of this episode. So um, Prentice actually gets a job offer to be the director of the FBI. And we all know that she's going to end up taking it. That's going to be right up to her alley. Um, and then we also have JJ saying that she got a job offer in New Orleans. Um, and so we're getting a little bit of that, like splitting up the team a little bit. But that's okay. Like, after having these, like having these characters for 15 seasons, I I think it would be okay for them to move on, because after everything that they've been through, like, um, I don't see how that's going to lead to an open-ended show. Like, I don't see how they're going to be able to regroup. I think they're going to need to get new people in to help regroup. I don't know, maybe not. Um, I would love to have like a Criminal Minds movie, reunion thing. The other thing that I wanted to say is, and yes, I am drinking Dr. Pepper, is that um, I I liked that they were going for that unique look. I didn't really, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I did like this episode, but I didn't really like the fact that the team was getting, separated a little bit. But then, I slept on it and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense for them to do that. And so I was okay with it, and I'm now okay with them wanting to do that. It makes sense. They've been through quite a bit. Um, I loved Garcia in this episode. She was amazing. She couldn't keep the secret, and it was great. And I'm gonna miss her character a lot. That it's really like that's where the pain is gonna be is not seeing her face, in like on every Wednesday. My Wednesdays are gonna get very boring after this. Like it's and I hope that eventually they do like a movie. I would love to go to the theaters and watch a Criminal Minds movie. That would be amazing. I don't see them continuing, well, at least not right now. I don't see them continuing it right away. Um, but if they do have a movie, I think that'd be better, and that would be a good way to send like another, like one more final, like forever, like not coming back ever again. Um, Goodbye, because I don't see how like after this season, like how they can bring the show back with more stories because this season has covered a lot of bases, a lot of ground that they haven't really covered in the past. So I don't know what's left to really cover, and I don't want them to have to make up these things and have to bring it back just because the fans want it back. Like I want them to bring it back because they have like more stories to tell. And so because sometimes in your like writing a show, you can get creatively bankrupt. So so I think that it'd be horrible for them to just bring it back just because. Now, squeamish warning. We got to talk about the new, not the new, but the unsub. The unsub has a fetish with ears and I believe hands, hands and ears. He hangs them up on a tree, on like tree branches, and he's hallucinating half the time. Now, this is another cool thing that wasn't really explained a lot. Like the rules, I feel were a little bit meh on this. They explained it. Um, Sorry, that was my computer. If you heard the little bidding thing, that was Discord. If you if if you know how they do the hallucinations, then you know that they're pretty much explained thoroughly. But this one, I just felt was like, is this actually happening? Is this this? Is this that? Is this? I was so confused, and I guess that's what they were going for, and so I guess that works. But it was, and then they really messed with us when Rossi almost got shot. Um, like they had the hallucination thing where he got shot, but he didn't get shot. And it was yeah, it was something. Um, and so they finally catch him. Well, actually, they don't catch him. He dies. He ends up dying and stuff, um, and then they sort of set the stage for the next two episodes. Like, well, the next two, I should say, not few, two. Um, which are the final two episodes. And we got to see Everett Lynch again. They actually finally mentioned Everett. they haven't mentioned Everett ever since the beginning of this season, and I was kind of worried, just a little bit worried. Um, so yeah, and so now these next two episodes are gonna kick off the final battle with Everett Lynch, hopefully. I'm hoping that this is the final battle with them, and I'm hoping that things get resolved. Um, yeah, and that's kind of all I have to say about this episode. If you guys enjoyed this video, thank you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.